Good morning, children. In the last class, we discussed about a few topics of natural phenomena like lightning, earthquakes, thunder, volcanoes. And here, the lightning occurs due to our ancestors used to believe that the war between the devils, evil power, and the god, when they strike the swords, the lightning occurs in the sky. But that is a wrong, because at the time science and technology is not at all not developed much, so they are not aware of that. But lightning occurs due to transfer of charges from one cloud to the other cloud. Sometimes we can see this spark on the earth also. It means lighten, that transfer of charges taken place from cloud to earth. So this is the reason why the lightning occurs in the sky. And here you can see how they develop the charge. Continuously rubbing, what happens, it develops the charge. You can see the screen, the figure 1, where a comb is attracting the paper pieces. Take a comb and you can do this. Take a comb, continuously comb your hair and place on the paper pieces. What happens? It attracts. While continuously combing, rubbing, it develops a charge. When you place on the other objects, it transfers a charge from one object to the other object. That is the reason why comb attracts the paper pieces. Here simple activity is given. Take a bits of paper and pieces of dry leaves and ask, and take a refill and rub the refill with another refill or a cloth and place on a bits of paper, pieces of dry leaves, and ask in which cases it attracts. Whether bits of paper, does it attracts towards the refill, or pieces of paper it attracts, and ask, check. Okay, next, effect before rubbing, effect after rubbing. Before the rubbing also you check whether it is attracting or not. After rubbing also you check that whether it is attracting or not. Okay, now children, complete the table. Complete the table. If we have comb, refill and balloon, drinking straw, you check with this and complete the table. Okay children, now comes to the next lab activity. Simple lab activity is given to find the effects of charged body which have been rubbed by different materials. A ball pen refill, a balloon, a comb, an eraser, a steel spoon, polythene sheet, plain paper, woolen cloth. All these materials you need to take. What you will do with that? Rub the above objects against materials used in table 2. In each case, bring the rubbed object near the small pieces of paper and dry leaves and ask and try it whether it is attracting or not. Okay. So what conclusion we got from this? Refill, plain paper, polythene sheet, woolen cloth. Whether paper pieces are attracted or not, yes. Inflated balloon, check with that. Comb, eraser and a steel spoon, whether it is attracting or not, you check. Okay. Now next, types of charges and their interaction. Understanding the types of charges and the interaction, how they interact, whether it attracts or repels. Let us check. For that is asking us to make sure that your hand does not touch the balloon while rubbing with woolen cloth. Take a refill and rub it with a polythene sheet. Keep it gently in a plastic tumbler. Take another refill and also rub it with the same polythene sheet. Bring the second refill near the first one in the tumbler. Take care that your hand should not touch either of the rubbed portions of the refills with your hand. Is there any effect on the first refill in the tumbler? Do they attract each other or repel each other? Bring two balloons rubbed with the same silk cloth together. What happened? Now take a rubbed balloon near the rubbed refill in the tumbler and check the action. Do they attract each other or repel each other? In the first two parts of the above activity, two objects that were made up of same material have brought near to each other after being rubbed with the same appropriate material. In third part, objects made up of different materials were brought near to each other after being rubbed with different materials. Let us summarize our observation carefully. A balloon rubbed with a woolen cloth repelled another balloon of the same type. A refill rubbed with a polythene rubbed with a polythene repelled another refill rubbed with a similar material. If they are rubbed with the same cloth, they repel. Balloon rubbed with a woolen cloth and repel another balloon of the same type. See, if both objects, materials and objects are same, when they are rubbed with the same material and object material is also same and objects also same, they repel each other. Why? Because same type of a charge produces. Balloon and the woolen cloth, both are the same type of a objects. Two balloons and the same balloon is, both the balloons are rubbed with the same woolen cloth. So automatically same type of a charge produces. Due to that, it repels each other. And a balloon rubbed with a woolen cloth attracted by a refill rubbed with a polythene sheet. Here two different materials and two different objects you are taking. In a third case, two different materials. One is woolen cloth, other is polythene sheet. And balloon refill. Balloon is rubbed with a woolen cloth, polythene sheet, refill is rubbed with a polythene sheet. At that time it attracts each other. So from this what you are going to conclude? Does the repulsion between charges indicate that they possess a similar charge? Does the attraction between the charge balloon and a charge refill indicate that possess the different charges? Do this activity. Remind you some of the experiments that you have done in playing with the magnets in chapter class 6. We know that magnet attracts made up of magnetic materials like iron, nickel, cobalt. We also know that unlike poles, magnets of south and north pole, unlike they are, one is a north pole, other is a south pole, attracts. And same poles like a north or south repels. Here also, when they are rubbed with the same material, same type of a charge develop. That is the reason why, this is the reason why they are repelled with each other. When they are rubbed with the different materials, they attract. Because rubbing with the different material, what happens? A different charge develops. When opposite charges brought together, definitely it attracts. Can we also say that charges of the same kind repel each other while charges of different kind attract each other? It is a convention to call a charge acquired by a glass rod when it is rubbed with the silk cloth, silk positive, and the charge acquired by the silk cloth is negative. What do you think about the kind of charges on the plastic straw? You may guess that plastic straw would carry a negative charge. When charges move, they constitute electric current. The electric charges generated by rubbing are static. They do not move by themselves. When charges move, they produce the electric current. You studied about the current in the circuit which makes a bulb to glow, or the current which makes a wire to get heated in class 6th and 7th. The electric current in a circuit represents motion of charges. What is electric current, ma? It is a motion of charges, flow of charges from one place to other place is said to be an electric current. And by rubbing continuously, charge develops. Charge, they do not move by themselves, so they are called as a static electricity or static current. Okay, if a charges moves from one place to other place, then they it called as a electric current. And you studied about the effects of electric current in a class 6th and 7th. Electric current can produce a heat, light, sound. All these are effects of a current in a different form. Okay, to find the presence of a charge on a body, how you will test that? For that, make a small ball of thermocol, collect thin silver foil used to decorate sweets, wrap the silver foil to a cover the thermocol ball and suspend it from the stand with the help of a thread as shown in the figure. When we brought a glass rod near the ball, as both of them have similar charges, the ball gets repelled by the glass rod. From the above experiment, we can conclude that attraction is not sure test presents a charge on a body. Demonstrating transfer of charge. Take a empty jam bottle. Take a piece of a cardboard slightly bigger in size than the mouth of the bottle. Pierce a hole into it so that metal paper clip would be inserted. Open out paper clip as shown in the figure. Cut 2 strips of aluminium foil and about the 4 centimeters length into breadth 1 centimeter each and hang them on the paper. Insert the paper clip having the similar insert the paper clip the strips of aluminium foil to the cupboard lid so that perpendicular to it as shown in the figure 5. Charge a refill and make it touch with the ends of paper clip. Observe what happens. If there any effect on the strips of the aluminium foil, do they repel each other or attract? Now bring the other charge bodies and make them to touch with the end of the paper clip. Do the foil strips behave in the same way in all the cases? Can these operators be used to detect the presence of charge on a body or not? Can we explain why the strips repel each other? The stripes of aluminium foil receive the same charge from the charge refill through the paper clip. The strips carrying similar charges repel each other, hence they move apart. This device is used to check whether an object is carrying a charge or not. This device is known as electroscope. The device is known as electroscope. What is this? This device is known as electroscope. Okay, children? What do we have to do to check the presence of a charge? We need to take a jam bottle and take a cardboard, press a hole to it. Through that you insert a metal wire and to that metal wire cut 2 aluminum stripes of aluminium foil and hang them through the metal wire. Cover it with a cardboard and pass a hole to that. Through that only we have to pass the aluminium wire and a paper clip. Now you take a refill, rub it and just touch the paper clip. What happens? It repel. It makes our aluminium foil to repel each other. From this, what you are going to understand that light charges are developed. Light charges developed on the aluminium foil as well as the paper clip and refill. So from this simple experiment, you are going to understand that this device used to check the presence of a charge. So this device is known as electroscope. What is electroscope? The picture which you are seeing on the screen, that is a figure 5, is electroscope. What you are finding in that figure? A jam bottle, metal paper, and pass a hole to that metal paper, insert a paper clip to that paper clip suspend or hang two aluminium foils. This is the arrangement. Take a empty refill, rub it with a woolen cloth and place on that. What happens when you place on that? The aluminium foils, two foils, they repel each other. Strips repel each other. From this we can say that the same type of a charge is developed. So this instrument is used to detect the presence of a charge, and this instrument is known as a electroscope. Okay, clear? Story of lightning. It is now possible to explain lightning in terms of a charges produced by rubbing. You have learned in the class 7 that during the development of thunderstorm, there will be a fast movement of air currents. The clouds moving in air acquires a charge on their surface due to friction with particles of air. As the surface of air of cloud is very large, the amount of charge accumulated on the surface is very high. When a charged clouds come closer to another cloud, it induces an opposite charge on the latter, and accumulated charge try to move from one cloud to the other. But the air present between them, being a poor conductor of electricity, resists the flow of charges between. When the magnitude of accumulated charge becomes very large in air, which is normally a poor conductor of electricity, so it is no longer able to resist their flow. Hence, discharge takes place between negative and positive charges, which produce strikes of light, bright light and sound. We can see strikes of lightning. This process is known as electric discharge. What is electric discharge? Story of lightning is given that when a cloud strikes with another cloud, it produces a spark. But the particles which is there in the air, when it touches that, it produces a spark, and this air resists the cloud to collide with another cloud. When continues this process, at particular time, the charge produced on the cloud can't be borne by that cloud, so it starts discharging. Discharging is nothing but giving the charge to the other clouds, and when it is giving the clouds, it strikes a bright light and sounds also produce, and this process is known as electric discharge. Through electric discharge, lightning occurs. Okay, and here you can see a rod. New building is given on the terrace, on the top floor of the building. A rod is which is in a red in color. A rod, iron rod, is placed whose height is greater than the building, because when a lightning occurs, a discharge of the charges takes place, and that charge is absorbed by these rods, and it saves our building from the lightning. So they are known as lightning conductors. What are lightning conductors? A iron rod which is placed on the top of the building, whose height is greater than the height of the building, and one end should be in the sky, other end is open, other end is in earth. So when a lightning occurs, first, as it is a metal, its attractive power is more, reactive power it absorbs and it sends into the earth. In this way we can save our building from the lightning. Okay, that's all for today, children. In the next class, remaining topics we'll discuss. Let me remind about your classworks, projects and activity. Those who completed, please bring your classworks and projects. Okay, children, thank you.